you've been lied to your entire life. Every Valentine's card, every church ceiling, every piece of art you've ever seen has fed you the same beautiful deception. Those chubby, rosy-cheeked babies with tiny wings floating around harps, those aren't cherubim. They're not even close. The real cherubim would make you question everything you thought you knew about divine beings. Imagine creatures covered in eyes, not just two, but hundreds, watching from every angle, seeing through dimensions you can't even comprehend. Picture beings with four faces staring in all directions simultaneously, wings that span impossible distances, and a presence so overwhelming that the strongest humans collapse just from witnessing them. This isn't about cute guardian angels watching over your sleep. This is about the most powerful, most mysterious beings in all of creation, entities so intense that they've been deliberately hidden from you, disguised as harmless cherubs to protect your sanity. But today, you're going to discover what they really are and why that knowledge changes everything. If you're ready to uncover more hidden truths that will shatter everything you thought you knew about ancient mysteries, hit that subscribe button now, because what comes next will blow your mind. Picture this. You're Adam, standing at the edge of paradise, looking back at the only home you've ever known. But something has changed. The garden that once welcomed you now radiates an energy that makes your soul tremble. And there, blocking your path forever, stand beings unlike anything in your worst nightmares. These weren't angels of mercy. They were sentinels of absolute authority, holding weapons of pure flame that turned in every direction, creating an impenetrable barrier of divine fire. But here's what most people miss. The cherubim weren't just guards. They were a message, a living declaration that some boundaries, once crossed, can never be uncrossed. Think about the psychological impact. Adam and Eve didn't just lose their home, they encountered beings so powerful, so alien, that they represented everything humanity could never become again. These creatures embodied the gap between mortal and divine, and they made it clear that gap was now permanent. But here's where it gets interesting. The cherubim weren't created just for this moment. They were already ancient, already established in their roles, which means they've been waiting, watching, preparing for humanity's inevitable fall. They knew this day would come long before Adam ever reached for that fruit. Now imagine you're a prophet by a river, and suddenly the sky tears open like fabric. What emerges isn't light or peace. It's a storm of living consciousness that defies every law of reality you understand. Ezekiel saw creatures with four faces: human, lion, eagle, and ox, each representing different aspects of creation's power. But these weren't separate beings wearing masks. These were unified entities whose very existence transcended singular identity. Their wings moved in perfect synchronization, creating sounds like rushing waters and thunder. But the eyes, oh, the eyes, they covered everything. Wings, bodies, even the wheels that moved with them. Not decorative eyes, but functional ones, each seeing into different realms of existence simultaneously. Imagine being observed by consciousness that perceives past, present, and future as a single moment. The wheels themselves were impossible wheels within wheels, moving in any direction without turning, as if space itself bent to accommodate their motion. And when these beings moved, reality moved with them. They weren't traveling through space. They were carrying space itself. Ezekiel fell face down not from reverence, but from sensory overload. His human consciousness simply couldn't process what he was witnessing. These beings existed on a level of reality so far beyond human comprehension that direct contact was almost destructive. Here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. Centuries later, the Israelites were commanded to create something extraordinary, golden replicas of these same terrifying beings. But why would God want representations of the creatures that had blocked humanity from paradise? The Ark of the Covenant wasn't just a container, it was a throne room. Those golden cherubim, facing each other with outstretched wings, created a space called the mercy seat, the exact spot where divine presence would manifest among humans. Think about the symbolism. The same beings that once separated humanity from God were now creating the space where God would meet with humanity again. But there's a deeper mystery here. Only one person could approach this space, and only once a year. The high priest would enter with blood, with offerings, with trembling reverence. Because even in their golden, motionless form, these cherubim represented power that could destroy as easily as it could bless. The Israelites were literally carrying the throne of heaven through the desert, guarded by representations of beings whose real forms would have annihilated them instantly. They were traveling with replicas of creatures so powerful that their presence alone could reshape reality. But the ultimate revelation comes at the end of all things, when the Apostle John is pulled into a vision of heaven's throne room. And there they are again, the cherubim, but now in their final, most complete form. These beings aren't just servants or guards anymore. They're revealed as the living foundation of divine authority itself. They don't just carry God's throne, they are the throne's living essence. Their constant worship isn't obligation. It's the natural expression of beings who exist as pure extensions of divine will. John sees them covered in eyes, crying out day and night, "Holy, holy, holy." But this isn't repetitive chanting. Each declaration reshapes reality, maintains cosmic order, keeps the boundaries between dimensions intact. Their voices don't just praise, they sustain existence itself. And here's the mind-bending part. They're not just witnessing the end times, they're orchestrating them. When seals are broken and judgments are released, these beings are the ones calling it forth. They're not passive observers. They're active participants in the unfolding of destiny. The cherubim represent something that challenges every comfortable notion about divine beings. They're not here to make you feel safe. They're here to maintain order on a scale so vast that human comfort is irrelevant. Now here's what will keep you awake tonight. These beings didn't disappear when the visions ended. They're not historical curiosities or symbolic metaphors. According to every tradition that speaks of them, they're still there, still watching, still maintaining the boundaries between what is and what could be. Think about it. If these beings exist outside linear time, if they see all moments simultaneously, then they're observing you right now. Not judging, not interfering, but maintaining the cosmic order that allows your reality to function. Every time you sense something vast and incomprehensible at the edge of your perception, every moment when you feel the weight of mysteries beyond human understanding, you might be brushing against the reality they guard. They're the reason some doors stay closed, some knowledge remains hidden, some boundaries can't be crossed. The cherubim aren't just ancient history, they're the ongoing reality that keeps existence stable. They're still there, at the threshold between known and unknown, between human and divine, between what is and what transcends all possibility of understanding. And maybe, just maybe, the fact that you're learning about them now isn't coincidence. Maybe it's time for humanity to remember what real divine power looks like, and why some mysteries are meant to inspire rather than comfort.